One of the things to be watching right now, of course, is Iran and what Trump has done with Iran. And I'm not going to rehearse where we have been with that because I've talked about it almost every time I've come on this webcast since he and Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel began to bomb Iran in on February 2028. But the bottom line at this point is Trump doesn't have a way out. And the pressure is building. And what I mean by not having a way out is this. Right now, Iran essentially is holding the upper hand, or as Trump would say, the cards. Because although the Israelis and the US forces have inflicted enormous damage on Iran, Iran has managed to get control and to keep control over the Strait of Hormuz, through which before Trump and Israel attacked, or the US and Israel attacked, about 20% of the world's oil flowed. So by having control over that strait, the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has been able to put enormous pressure politically, not only on the US, but especially on the US, but also around the world. And this is a tragedy, by the way, of huge proportions, because although I haven't focused on it much because my emphasis is America, the cutting into the fertilizer supplies for countries that are food insecure is going to have extraordinary repercussions over the course of the summer and the next year. And some of those countries are already in dire straits because of war or because now of Ebola that is spreading us through the Democratic Republic of Congo, for example. So this is a global issue that's happening. But here at home, what it has meant is that Trump expected to have a very quick turnaround, that he was going to go in, he was going to get rid of the leadership that he didn't like, he was going to get back out the same way he did in Venezuela, and then everything was going to be hunky-dory. And apparently the Iranians did not get the memo, because they have retained control over the Strait of Hormuz. And what this means is that in order to reopen that strait, and that's actually quite important in a really cosmic way, not just simply the issue of the transportation of fertilizer and of oil and of other products through that strait, but it's also important because since at least I'll say 1941, but even before that, one of the things that the U.S. and its allies have really backed is the idea of freedom of the seas. Because once you start having countries being able to have tolls, for example, over straits that are near them or over different bodies of water, or to threaten each other's ships on the water, you first of all run the risk of conflicts between countries, but you also get rid of free trade. And once you get rid of free trade, you're